Why do people take non-service dogs to grocery stores, restaurants? Our family has 2 dogs and 2 cats. We love them dearly, but I honestly don't want them around unpredictable people at an unfamiliar location, like a grocery store. And then there's the basic human decency factor. Some people are terrified of large dogs. But really, I think people are doing this more today because a significant minority of them don't like being told they can't do something. And most are older, not kids, because they can get away with it usually. Feelings of entitlement usually. It's not necessarily a terrible thing, but it's pretty inconsiderate. There are times where it's in the dog's best interest. They know the service staff will estimate the personal risk and cost to them to enforce the rules, compared to the benefit and opt not to. If you are paid minimum wage, and/or know your manager doesn't exactly have your back against customers, are you really gonna risk angering the kind of customer who doesn't follow the rules? I worked in retail for over 20 years and none of us, managers including, want to deal with these people. All they have to do is say it's a service animal. They don't have to say anymore and don't have to show proof. When approached they become defensive, and I've seen some get violent. The only reason any retail worker would even think to talk to the dog owner is because another customer complained. It's a pretty simple answer. 510 years ago people would leave their dogs in the car while they ran in. Now if you do that, your window gets smashed and your car's on TikTok. So they bring them inside. As dog owner, don't take your dogs where they are not allowed. Here we have few restaurants where dogs are welcome. So if you are allergic or whatever, you can know not to go in there. Entitlement? I don't know whether this is an American thing, but in Europe dogs in restaurants aren't a problem. Owners usually ask beforehand if it's okay to bring their dog inside. But in most cases it is, and the restaurant even offers them a water bowl. The dogs usually sit or sleep calmly under the table, and I've never seen someone having an issue with it. Toddlers and babies are usually more of a nuisance if we're talking about hygiene and noise. I don't have a dog, but I'd feel uncomfortable to leave my dog outside a supermarket. But I understand why they're not allowed there. I sometimes take my dog to the grocery store because the store is on our walking route. I think I'll reconsider doing this now. I didn't know I was being so inconsiderate. It depends where you live. Laws and cultural acceptance of this practice varies greatly. Because they are not thinking about what you want. They want to spend time with their dogs. Because they are assholes. My family and I moved across the country and we opted to drive instead of fly. We were super conscientious about pet-friendly areas as we had our dog with us throughout the journey. Only stayed at dog-friendly hotels. Mainly got takeout food, etc. There was one point where we couldn't locate any pet-friendly restaurants. So we ended up eating at a non-pet-friendly restaurant with an outdoor table as far away from everyone else as possible with our dog on a leash. Seriously hope we didn't bother anyone. My dog is pretty small, so we hoped he wouldn't cause any trouble. And he ended up being a good boy, lol. Because people will excuse actions if they love something if it loves them. I am allergic, and I did a service trip where I met a lot of people in their homes. About 90% of the time when people would say something about their dogs being close. Do you like dogs? Are you okay with dogs? Etc. And I would say I'm allergic. They'd often do nothing to help keep their dog away. They love their dog and it will love them back, but I'm a stranger, so it justifies not doing anything for the human over the dog. I never mentioned how allergic I could get pretty bad. But to their credit, If I'm choosing to go into people's homes, I'd better be okay with all sorts of environments. As a former guide dog puppy raiser, I can tell you I hate it. I don't want to use a cart that your dog has been sitting in. Also, after being mauled by a dog on a run that was totally non-provoked and caused PTSD for a very long time, I suffered panic attacks while seeing dogs in the stores. It took me years to trust random dogs. I still am fearful of the type of dog that mauled me. And no, it wasn't a pit bull. The only dogs that should be in a restaurant or store are certified real working dogs. Can't tell you how many times dogs lunged at my perfectly behaved guide dog puppies at stores. And don't get me started on the retractable leashes. End of rant. I was surprised to see a dog with its own bed in a cart at IKEA. In TX. Today. No service dog designation anywhere visible. Dog barking at people who walked past with owners laughing. Entitlement. I used to be a manager in a grocery store. One big problem is for some retarded reason head office didn't want a sign saying only service guide animals are allowed. Even know that what our health agency says. Anyway, I used to be one of the few people that would tell people to go outside with their animal. I got lots of retarded responses. It's my emotional support animal. Great. Let your family of 5 that's with you shop. And you go outside with it. It's just a puppy, it's too cold, hot outside. Should have thought of that when you brought it from your house? What if I pick it up? Oh, great. That'll certainly help if someone has allergies. I'll just be 5 minutes. Proceeds to keep shopping for 5 hours while I have to pester them like a grown-ass toddler. Person seeing me and straight up running around the store to shop before I can catch them. We had one regular that used to come in with their German Shepherd with a vest that I'm 90% sure was fake. The dog would get excited, scared of almost everything. It had some sort of nervous tic or maybe, like, actual tics that it would constantly shake its back leg. And often bark. The asshole never could produce the ID that service animal teams are required to carry. TLDR. People are selfish. Entitled pricks. I bring my dog where she is allowed. Like beer gardens. And if I want her elsewhere, she gets to stay in a travel kennel. She is 10 pounds and it usually fits under my chair and she takes a nap.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.